Good morning. I thought it was about time I sat down and had a little chat with you about why exactly I wasn't on YouTube for a year, and also some changes that I'm going to be making to this channel. So get yourself a brew and let's have a catch up. I'm going to split this video into two parts. The first part explaining where I've been for 12 months, what I've been up to, and the second part all about what to expect from the channel in 2025. So let's start. There's a number of different reasons why I haven't been on YouTube. The main one being is that I am now a full-time yoga teacher, self-employed. So as anyone can imagine, starting a business up from scratch in the first year, it takes quite a lot of work. There's quite a lot involved. So a lot of my time had to be dedicated to that because that is officially now my job, which I have loved every minute of. I teach a number of different styles of classes in a couple of different places, and I absolutely love it. If anyone is interested in yoga, by the way, I do hold Zoom classes online. So if anyone is interested in doing a bit of yoga with me, by all means book on. I will put the link in the description below for you, so you can check it out if you want to join me. But yes, I have been doing all my business things, learning about how to manage a business as well as teach. And not only that, I decided to take my advanced yoga teacher training as well. I know, I'm a glutton for punishment, but I am so passionate about yoga, and doing the basic 200 hours, which is like the minimum amount to become a qualified yoga teacher, it was an awful lot of work. And when I say 200 hours, I didn't just study one speciality of yoga, I studied 3. So I did Hatha, Vinyasa and Ashtanga. So I really do like to put on the pressure where possible. But I came away from that course thinking how much I love teaching, how much I'd learnt. But then it really opened my eyes to how much there is still to learn. And I really want all my students to get the most out of every class that they attend. And the only way that I can do that is by bettering myself, advancing my knowledge, my skills, my techniques. And I just had to do my advanced teacher training. So I did that towards the middle of last year, and it took many months to do. It was an awful lot of work. So it was an extra 300 hours of training that I did. Obviously, I got plenty of examinations that I had to do to study for, both written and physical. So I got examined, I think there was about 7 demonstrations I had to do and be examined on. So it was a lot more intense than my initial training. So as you can imagine, that all took up an awful lot of time. Not only all that, is that since I've finished and succeeded in completing my advanced yoga teacher training, I then have continued to study. So I'm always reading, always learning, always trying to find more information. So a lot of my time has been dedicated to my business and looking after my students, advancing my own knowledge. As you can imagine, it has been pretty full on, but as you can see by the smile on my face, I absolutely love it. And I don't care how many hours of work I have to do. I enjoy it that much, it doesn't matter to me. So that has been like the yoga side of things. And on top of all that, it's also been such a joy to build up my classes. I've been running beginner courses. I've been attending schools teaching children. I've been going, like for example, today I'm going to a Health Champions event for children from different schools and teaching them about yoga for emotional well-being. I've literally thrown myself full into it, and I love every minute. Another reason why I took a little break was to finish my book, and this initially was my main reason. So if you don't know, I'm sure you all do by now if you follow me, I've written a book about hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, but not only that, it's about dealing with chronic pain for most of my life. A lot of you, I'm sure, watched my last video on the PCT where I went on to explain about living for many, many years with a chronic condition. And it's about how you can change your life around through kind of bettering yourself, working with nature, listening to your body, really kind of trying to do everything you can for yourself to make yourself feel good. So my book has kind of got a kind of undertone of that, plus all about hiking the PCT as well. And I have finished it, but what I wanted to do was rewrite it. I know. I got to the point where I'd learnt so much throughout writing this book, that I wanted to change a lot of it, and I am not qualified to write a book. I have never done any kind of English literature, any writing courses. So everything that I learned along the way, that when I got back to the start of the book, I felt like it was very amateur, so I wanted to redo a lot of it. So it took an awful lot of time last year to do that. I've gone through and edited it all, and I'm just about at the point where I am doing a final read through before I send my book and my manuscript off to a multiple number of beta readers who are going to read through my book and basically give me some feedback on it before I then send it to agents and publishers, hopefully within the next couple of months. So it is exciting times, and I will nearly have done all I can do on that before I send it away. So that has been another reason. Also, one thing that I realised after a few months of not being on YouTube, it really made me realise how much, when I'm out hiking and videoing for you guys, which I do love, I'm also disconnecting from nature when I do that. So I'm so busy thinking about what to show you, or thinking about what I'm going to say next, or what information I need to give you, that quite often I forget to just be and to just have that stillness and to enjoy my walks. So I felt like having a bit of extra time off, it allowed me to spend more time with Derek on my walks without the camera constantly being a presence, to connect with nature on a deeper level and just go a little bit slower. And I really enjoyed it. It was lovely. I honestly think it's done me the world of good. And then finally, the final reason was I have been so injured this last year. At the end of January, I hurt my lower back, and this pain lasted a good couple of months, and I ended up getting referred through the hospital, getting MRIs, x-rays. I've seen multiple physiotherapists, and the injury ended up then a few months later causing really bad sciatica down the left side of my leg, which I am still having physiotherapy for. And over just the last couple of weeks, to be honest, I'm starting to notice an improvement. So it's taken that long to start healing, and I've had really bad flare-ups and it's eased, but this seems to be working. And I can't help think a lot of it has got to do with my challenge that I'm currently doing at the moment, which is the 5 miles a day for 30 days in January. And I'm on day 15, I think it is, no, day 16 today. So I'm scared to stop because I'm thinking, if this is doing me good, then how amazing is it that walking potentially could heal a pain that has lasted for 11 months, which I think is pretty incredible. But I'll give you a bit more of an update of that later on, see how it's going. Let's not tempt fate too much. I'm sat on a big tree, so I'm going to touch wood and hope for the best that I've just not jinxed that now. So they're all the reasons why I haven't been on YouTube. So after hearing all that, I am sure you understand I have been a very busy girl. So let me tell you about the new direction I want to take this channel. And it's not too new, but it will have more of a purpose. Now, just to backtrack a little bit, spending time outdoors, I absolutely love. And the reason I love hiking so much, for me personally, is getting away from the cities, getting away from people and spending time in nature. Now, I am all for everybody getting out into the hills. I think it's wonderful these days that so many people are heading out on hikes and exploring walks that maybe haven't done before. But for me, being in a queue on a busy trail filled with people isn't my way of enjoying a walk. I like to surround myself in nature, to appreciate some solitude, have a bit of time for my own mental space, slow down, and not just be seeing the backs of people's ankles or everybody chattering and being loud. I like that solitude in nature. And when I have been doing my trig challenge, which is still ongoing, that I'm hoping to finish this year, where I'm visiting all the different trig points in the Peak District, there's 88 of them. A lot of these have been really off the beaten track, so away from the busy areas. And I'm finding that some of those have been my most blissful walks. So I'm going to introduce a new series of films called Peaceful Wanders, and they're mainly going to be based in the Peak District. I'm going to arrange them from around about 2 miles to 10 miles, but really focusing on getting away from the crowds, a little bit more of solitude, quietness, stillness, slowing things down, wandering off the beaten track and exploring more. I'd like to introduce more videos without music and introduce nature sounds naturally where possible. Obviously, if it's a very windy day, that never sounds good on a video, so there may be occasions I do music. But I want to start taking my camera out more. One of my other passions is photography, and I just never find the time to do it anymore. So I'm going to really slow things down, connect back with nature, take out my camera, capture the beauty in the little things. I'm going to make a lot more of my walks suitable for people with ailments. And what I mean by that is people with bad knees, people that suffer with headaches or migraines, even the elderly or those with limited mobility. So introducing more flatter walks, walks without stiles or hills. Now there will be some hills and different types of walks, but I want to have a bit more of a broader range. And what I'm also going to be including in every single video is, first of all, a map and a link to the route of that walk so that you can follow along yourself. I'm going to be including where the toilets are and where the refreshments are, if any, along the route, where to park or how to get public transport to the area if you need it. And then finally, I'm going to be introducing mile markers throughout the video so that you can kind of follow along on the walk and know what to expect at certain points. There are going to be other videos that I will be doing, such as perhaps the trig walks that I do that are left that are on my list. Maybe the long distance trail that I'm planning on doing in a couple of months here in the UK. I'll also possibly do hiking related videos such as equipment or how-tos, anything like that that might come up. And also even introducing guided meditations, all to do with nature and being out walking. So if that's something that you like the sound of and you are not subscribed to my channel, the final little takeaway that I want to tell you is that I am not sticking to a regimented schedule anymore. And I know this is probably really good for the YouTube algorithm and it might get me more views and all that kind of thing. But I really realised over the last couple of years that I shouldn't set time frames all the time and goals, and I want to get away from that. So I'm going to be filming videos as and when I can, hopefully regularly, but I'm not going to say exactly what day, what time or anything that they're going to be coming out. They'll come out when I finish them and when I'm proud of them so that you can enjoy them. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't and turn on the bell notification so that then YouTube will notify you when my video is available. Or you can follow me over on Instagram and Facebook. Every time I upload a video, I'll also post it on there that there's going to be one available. So I hope that answers a lot of your questions. I've had an awful lot of people asking if I'm okay, where have I been, and what I'm going to be doing with the channel. So if you do have any more questions that I haven't covered in this video, I'm conscious that it's getting a bit of a long one, please do let me know and I will be sure to answer them in the comments. Otherwise, remember, turn the bell notification on. If you want to join me for yoga, go ahead into the link in the description, find my booking website and get on there as well. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.